How you guys doing tonight? I'm Jake Braswell.
I'm Brennan Kirchhoff.
This is the garage. This is gonna be our first video, but a lot of things has happened in the time being. We got a lot of hot topics to talk about today. Starting off, since we're in the garage, let's talk about our cars.
You go first.
Okay, so my first car, I got my license when I was 16. When I was later on, I got my mom's old new minivan. I used to drive around the ladies a lot, you know what I'm saying? You know, whipping around in the minivan. I put some underglow on it and some subwoofers. It was nice. It was a nice little car.
Did you ever actually put the underglow on there? I thought it didn't.
Oh no, I put the interior lights on.
Oh yeah. That's what
No underglow, no underglow. Because instead of saying made in China, it said made in Qian. And Qian's not a place.
You can't trust Qian.
Alright, what about you?
So I started off 16 as well. It took me, I'd say, a week after, maybe 2 weeks after my birthday before I started driving, so like 16. I started off with my parents' 2005 Cadillac. It was a decent car. It was interesting, I guess. I tried making it as cool as I possibly could. I put subs in it. I made it. Actually, that's all I really did. I wasn't allowed to do anything else with it. But I did end up buying my brother's car from him. I now have a 2005 Scion TC with a really nice exhaust. And people can hear me coming, so it's great.
To fill you guys in a little bit, me and this man probably every single week would argue who had a better car.
Yeah.
And we never came to a conclusion. But I'm pretty sure I had the better car.
No.
Just saying.
He drove a minivan, so obviously it's
But it had nice rims. Yours had rims. They were like matte. They weren't even glossy anymore.
Yeah, but they were still Cadillac rims.
Yeah, but
I mean, I'll give you the fact that you had nice, like the Honda rims are nice, but
all in all, let's agree on this. My car was better because it was newer. Had better technology and whatnot, not many aftermarket things.
I don't know if I'd say that because like the fact that
I had more gadgets in my car.
Yeah, but mine was still a Cadillac. You know what I mean? Like, it's luxury. It may have costed the same amount as your car in what was it, 2011?
Yeah.
But
I'm sure the 2011 Cadillac was a lot.
Yeah, it was probably a lot nicer. It just depended on like what year we got our cars in.
But how many people have a legitimate outlet in their car, like a plug?
Not that many people, but how many people have a Cadillac that are 16?
That's true. Anyways, it brings me to a sad point to say there's been a death. Mars rover. Just died a couple weeks ago. They announced this death a couple weeks ago. I learned that it went into a hibernation mode about in 2018 somewhere, and they just announced today that it will not be turning back on.
I think Elon Musk was saying that he's saving up to go to Mars to save him.
He needs a proper burial.
He does, but like Elon Musk just does way too many things. I feel like he's not. He needs to focus on one thing. You know, like he's making tunnels underneath LA. He's making Tesla. He's making SpaceX. He's doing all this stuff. I don't get his time management skills.
I've heard so many people say that he doesn't have a human mind, that he's like some next level person. Is he though? Is he? He just has an unlimited amount of funding. He won't run out of money.
But the thing is, though, is he's extremely smart. Like,
yes, I agree with that. Yes.
And he was talking to somebody about it. He said that literally, like, all the ideas are just bouncing around in his head. He never has like a moment where he's not coming up with a new idea about like just a new invention. Like he made the flamethrower.
Yeah.
Just
because of boredom, though. That's the thing, you know.
That's true. He's probably just sitting at home. I don't even know if he gets a chance to sit at home. The man seems like he's busy 24/7.
Very busy.
I literally don't understand how he has time for anything with all the stuff he does.
That's
like
a fact.
He literally has time to make a flamethrower. And he said the reason he made the flamethrower was because he thought it would be funny. Yeah. And he was just like, he's like, yeah, I just thought it would be fun. That's why he made a flamethrower. It's just, it boggles me that like he's able to just come up with things and like do all this work for Tesla, all this work for SpaceX, all this work for the Boring Company, all this work for literally everybody. Go to interviews.
Is the flamethrower the only thing that the Boring Company's made, or have they made other things?
They made a hat. I know they made a hat. I'm not sure. I know they were just trying to make money to be able to fund for the LA tunnels, but I don't know of anything else that they've made.
What kind of... Do you have to get a special permit to make tunnels underground?
I think you do, because what they did was he was talking about, he said that what they did was they first got a permit for a giant hole, and what they did with that giant hole is they just dug a giant hole in their parking lot, right? And the city was like, actually no, they didn't even need the permit for that. They were just like, we're going to dig a giant hole.
Property, yeah.
Well, not because of that. Cause, like, you still need a permit to build like a back.
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
So, but like, I'm pretty sure they just went to the city, like, hey, we're going to build a giant hole. The city was like, okay, because they were like, it's just a giant hole. People go to the beach and just dig holes for treasure hunting or whatever. So she went to the city and was like, we're gonna build a giant hole, and the city's like, okay, whatever, you're Elon Musk, go ahead and do what you want.
Yeah.
But he dug this hole, and then he kind of grew on it from there. He was like, so we're going to start like digging tunnels underneath like the ground, and after they built the hole was whenever they like understood, like they were like, okay, well, he already has a giant hole, he's not gonna mess anything up. He like explained all the like scientific facts to them about
Is it reinforced?
I think it is reinforced that way, and like it's built like a snake, so that way if there's earthquakes, it's able to like move with the earthquakes, and it's able to like shift and stuff without like crushing.
Because I know down here you really can't make any tunnels and stuff without it being underwater.
It would be underwater in seconds. But I think that he would probably, because he's trying to do it in like a lot of major cities, I'm positive that he's going to probably try to do it in Orlando or something. Yeah. So he's going to figure out something about, because he's insanely smart, so he literally just needs to come up with some way to seal off these tunnels so that way no water gets in and he can do it. And like sooner or later we're going to be all connected. It's going to be like the railroads. We're just going to be connected by tunnels that we can just get in here in Florida.
It's just going to be tracks and like be able to travel traffic free
and like
stop free and whatnot.
Exactly, in a few seconds. I don't even think it's tracks. I think he's trying to figure out
magnets.
I think he's trying to figure out what he wants to do.
Okay.
I don't know if he's come up with anything yet. They were thinking about mag rails. They're not sure yet, but
China's doing that, correct?
I believe so. They have.
I think they've done it.
I think it's like the fastest train in the world.
The bullet train,
Yeah, I think that's what it is. But that's above ground. So you got to like think of all the pressure differences and all that stuff with magnets. I don't know how all that stuff works. I'm not an astrophysicist. but yeah, no. Like sooner or later, it's all going to be connected like the railroad is, and we're going to be able to hop in a train or like one of those tunnels here in Florida. Get in one of those, and if we want to go to, let's say, New York, it'll take us like 5 hours to get there. And we can easily like figure out.
That's very convenient, though.
It would be so easy.
I do see a lot, like, because Elon Musk is a smart man, so I don't think he's going to dodge any corners. But I feel like if anybody else were to do it, there'd be a lot more safety risks.
Exactly. Elon Musk, he sent a car up into space. He knew like there was no chance. He like knew where the orbit was. He's able to figure all that stuff out, and like he's obviously going to be able to figure this stuff out about the tunnels and how to do all that stuff. So that's
what I think. For those of you who don't know, we were talking, like, for those of you who don't know us, we were talking about, for where we're from, there's going to be flooding and whatnot, and talking about tracks in Orlando. We're from South Florida area, so there's a lot of flooding, a lot of beaches, rivers, and whatnot. It's a beautiful place. If you're watching this and you don't know us, I recommend South Florida over North Florida.
I wouldn't really say South Florida. More like Central Florida.
Central Florida,
because
actually,
South Florida is like Miami. Central Florida, we're like closer to Orlando instead of.
That's correct. Yes, that was my mistake. But so for this next part,
it's
the kicks of the day. What are you rocking today, Randy?
today I'm just rocking the good old Alpha Bounces. Got these from you for over $25.
It's a steal. Those retail for a lot.
Well, how much was it?
$110.
Well, definitely stole them from
I'm rocking the white and snakeskin Nike Air Max 95s. They're definitely an acquired taste. Not many people like them.
I'm not a fan of Air Maxes. I am a huge fan Off-White Air Maxes. I need a pair of Off-Whites.
That's very true. I'm telling you, not many people know what Off-White is. I know people will be like, what are you talking about? But it's facts.
It's like, Off-White is like, people, I mean, I thought the same thing a few months ago, but people believe that it's a color. So like when you say, oh, look at those Off-White Air Force Ones, people will be like, those look white to me. It's like, no, dummy, that's the brand, not the color. Like,
it's a brand made by Virgil Abloh?
I do not
Don't quote me, it's Virgil something. But he makes the brand Off-White where he collaborates with very, very well-known, very expensive brands, mainly. And it just like deconstructs the thing and all. Like for the shoes, it like describes the shoes on the shoes and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's really cool, yet simple at the same time. But it also shows, like I love Off-White like to the death of me. I would love to have a pair, but like if you think about it, I feel like people nowadays are just trying to get away with like the stupidest things ever and sell them for so much.
Okay, I saw an example of this. There's literally, I think it's Louis Vuitton pants, like shorts, and they say boom on them. Like, I'm pretty sure it just says boom in like that cartoon characteristic, like in comic books and stuff.
Yeah.
It just says boom with like an exclamation point over like your legs and shit.
Yeah.
And like, it's pointless. Like,
Exactly.
why? I feel like people are, the name brand companies like Louis Vuitton and Supreme and all of them are trying to make people like look as dumb as possible. They're probably like,
I feel like they're trying to prove a point.
they're like, yeah, people will buy anything that we make, so we're gonna put out the stupidest clothing and see what we can make people buy.
That's very
And
true.
people are literally going out and buying them.
But like if you saw a kid with shorts on that said boom, you would think he got them at like Target or something.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know? But like,
I would say Walmart.
yeah,
Because
Walmart.
Target's
A decent place.
Target.
They're red because they have aggressive shoppers. Walmart's blue because they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Target's more of an upscale place than a Walmart.
It's Target.
Yeah, that's the Louis Vuitton version of the Target. That's the Neiman Marcus of Target.
But it's crazy what people buy, and I'm definitely guilty of it. If it's got the brand on it whatsoever, I'm gonna buy it just because it's that brand. You
See,
know?
I've thought that way. Like I'm really considering it every single time. Like I go to Neiman Marcus and stuff, I'll see the Versace shirts and the like Louis Vuittons, the Balenciagas, the Supremes, all that stuff. And I'll just see the Balenciagas and I'll look at them for a good like 30 minutes, just sitting in my mind thinking, should I buy this? Like I don't know if I should buy this. They're $800 shoes.
You just gotta think of all the better things you could spend.
Yeah, exactly. Like, is it really worth it to have shoes that say Balenciaga that you know that within a few weeks you're going to get a scuff on them, and you're going to be so mad that it's like that you scuffed them up because you just dropped $800 on the shoes.
That's what I'm saying. Like my girlfriend bought me the Como des Garçons Converse, right? Beautiful shoe, like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. But I'm so terrified of scuffing them or getting a little smudge on them or ruining the finish or something.
You don't wear them.
I've probably worn them, I got them around Christmas time, I've probably worn them twice, and it's what, February? Yeah, it's February now. And I've only worn them twice.
About to be March.
Yeah, it's late February.
Bro, that means you've worn them like once a month.
Yeah,
That's
it's
insane.
terrifying. It's literally terrifying.
See, I know somebody that's willing to sell me their Balenciagas, but I was thinking about it, and I wouldn't want to wear them because like he's offering me them for like $400, and I'm sitting there thinking, if I wear these, then they're gonna get scuffed, and I just lost $400. Like I can't wear my my 12s, my retro 12s because like whenever I try and drive with them, I can feel them creasing. I can feel them creasing. I'm like, I can't drive with these, so I have to take them off and put on different shoes every single time I go for a drive. And like when it's like raining outside, I don't want to wear the shoes.
I always check the weather before I go out of the house.
There's literally like puddles, like even after it's rained, there's puddles on the ground, and I'm like careful where I step. I'm a sneakerhead. I'll admit it. I love buying shoes, but like the fact is, I'm afraid. Like
yes,
I can't.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like the shoes I have, I want them to be more of like a display than like wear around.
Exactly. And the thing is, like with the shoes is, if you have nice shoes, you're gonna step carefully. You're gonna make sure that you don't get in many puddles. You're gonna make sure you're not standing close to anybody, so that way they can't like step up and step back and step on your shoe and all this other stuff. And you're making sure like there's just no factors. You're thinking about your shoes the entire time when you could be thinking about so many other things. You could be thinking like about if you're in school, you could be thinking about your test next period.
You got your mind on something completely different.
Exactly, and you're stressing out the entire time about your shoes. I mean, some people may not do this, but like, still, you're worried about your shoes, and sometimes whenever you don't think about them, you're like, all right, I'm just gonna chill about it. Then that's when you get a scuff on.
Exactly, and then you're like, dang, I left my guard down once. But like, when's the last time you've like actually stepped normally or like did a jog in like any of your shoes?
I think it was freshman year.
Yes,
and that was when I was wearing Vans.
That's what I'm saying. I could be wearing my Vans now, right?
No.
Like, but I'd still be very cautious just because of the shoes I have.
See, not me. I don't wear my nice shoes. Like, I wear my 12s maybe once every 2-3 weeks because I'm afraid. So I'll wear either the, Alpha Bounces, which I only wear the shoes that it's easy to put on. Like, I'll wear my white Air Force Ones, which are super easy to put on. Just slip on my foot, and it's so easy, and like they're already beaten up, so like I'm not worried about where I'm stepping, worried about other people, and they're just so comfortable. I'll put on these Alpha Bounces, and they're black, so obviously it's not. I can get them dirty, nobody will notice. And I wear my Vans, which are really hard to put on, but I know those are my shoes that I wear if I want to look kind of decent, like match the black with the black.
Yeah.
But like I don't care about them. Like I can do whatever I want with them.
I feel like if you are a sneakerhead, and I don't know if many people relate to this, if you're a sneakerhead, you have to have at least like 2 designated beaters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like my old Yeezys I have, I beat the shit out of those.
Yeah.
Those are like destroyed because I rarely get shoes based on their comfort. Incredibly comfortable. Those crazy comfortable.
See, I don't know about these. I think my Air Force Ones are so much more.
Those are because they're like light.
They're light. They're like, I have I forget what the actual name for them is, but they're like mid top, and they've got like a stretchy like tongue area, like the Hirachis.
Yeah.
But I don't. I don't.
Flyknit.
Yeah, Flyknit. That's what it is. And it's just I don't care about them, and they're just so comfortable. And like, I mean, I wore them. They're white. And I wore them to a concert. They got destroyed.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But I'll tell you what. Not switching up a little bit, getting into a different topic. For fashion, if you asked me about fashion, my freshman, we've both graduated college. I'm a freshman in college, and you're a junior.
I'm a junior. Yeah.
He's a junior in college, but like, I think fashion didn't start mattering to me until probably senior year.
Fashion didn't start mattering to me until about 5 months ago.
That's true.
Because like I didn't care what I wore, and then I started working where I work now, and the people that I work with like inspired me to get better clothes.
Yeah.
Honestly, my like clothing game has stepped up.
I'll admit it. You used to look like a raggedy bum.
Yeah, exactly. I wear basketball shorts and like track shirts everywhere I go.
I used to be notoriously known as the high school memorabilia guy because I literally not care what I wore. I just throw on an old T-shirt, an old high school T-shirt, and just go on with my day. But then senior year, I stepped it up, and I actually like woke up a little earlier in the morning, pick out fresh outfits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'd always love like getting new accessories or new clothing and whatnot. And, like just getting so hyped to like flex in school.
See, the thing with me is I don't wake up early. I kind of have the set shirts that I wear.
Yeah.
Like I don't wear like 3 different shirts.
Rotation.
Yeah, the rotation. And I have 5 different pairs of jeans that I wear. and like I just mix and match those. But yeah, no, I wake up and like while I'm doing things, I have like a fit in my head, and I just know exactly where those shirts are, so I just go and pick them up and then put them on. And it's not like I need extra time. I just know where they are, so I just throw them on.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm sitting there looking at each clothing and like matching with pants and stuff. I just know, okay, this one I'll put on, this one I'll wear. Or sometimes I'll just be like, I don't really care, so I'll just grab a random pair of jeans and grab a random shirt, and I don't care what it is. So
I believe, based on, I guess you could call it placebo though, but I think it's not. But like, if you're in a fresh outfit, I guarantee you, your self-confidence will be boosted up. Your self-worth will be boosted up. You'll if you look fresh, you act fresh, you are fresh. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hot topic here. What in our brains makes us think that fits are like clean? You know what I mean?
It's not our brains. You know what it is?
What?
Commercials. Society.
Oh, it's society.
Instagram.
Right.
Everything. You see A$AP Rocky wearing a t-shirt, 900 kids are going to be wearing it the next day.
Yeah, but like, why did he think it was cool? Like, what made?
I don't think they think it's cool.
I think they just probably just put it on and then.
This costs $5,000. Shoot, I'm going to get it just cause.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
And literally, it goes back to the designer brands that are like, you know, this is going to sell because we're going to have like A$AP Rocky or Drake or somebody wearing this shirt.
I don't know the numbers at all, but I know when Joey Badass was endorsed by American Eagle, their prices significantly shot up.
Seriously?
In the East Coast.
Seriously?
Significantly.
Dang.
Crazy.
Bro, I know the instant, because I remember I didn't own a pair of jeans until I went to the mall with this one person, and she took me like to get jeans, and I was walking around, and Joey Badass was up on the poster for American Eagle. I was like, I'm getting American Eagle jeans.
That's what I'm saying, because people idolize certain figures. I'm telling you, the minute Lil Uzi wore that woman's blouse, a lot of men started. You never seen that?
He wore a woman's blouse?
Yes. And he was on an interview with Sway, and he's like, "So Lil Uzi, why are you wearing a blouse?"
I'm gonna look this up really quick. I just want to see this blouse.
Yeah, like look up Lil Uzi wearing blouse. But Sway was like, "Why are you wearing a blouse?" And he's like, "Because these people have never felt these materials before." He basically said to Sway he could wear it because he could.
What the heck?
Yes.
Why? That's weird.
Isn't it?
Do people wear that stuff?
Yes.
Actually, that's weird.
Everybody does now. Did you see the thing? I think it was back in 2016. El Chapo's interview. The minute that went live, the shirt he was wearing sold out in 5 seconds.
El Chapo?
Yes.
Dang.
Sold out. You know why?
Because El Chapo was wearing it.
Everyone wants to be El Chapo. Quoting Gucci Mane, all I want to be is El Chapo.
But still, like, that's insane.
Because if there was no celebrities, right? If there was nothing, blah, blah, blah. The style, there would be no such thing as style, I think. I think we just look at significant figures in our lives to base our lives off that.
Well, I don't believe that because, you know, whenever you wake up in the morning, you'll put on, like, a black shirt and then, let's say, just blue pants and then black shoes. You'll look, that's what I wear. but I'll look at that and I'll be like, okay, these colors match. Like, in my brain, there's something about it that just, like, these colors match, just feels good, like, I'm wearing the correct things. Like, it's weird. It's just, like, something in our brains that makes us think, this works. Clean. Yes, this works good together.
I'll admit that, yeah. I think it's just because of based on, like, how society has to view everything and how, like, we just want to, like, I know what you're saying, like, we want to look clean. I don't know why our brain thinks it's just because society's been nailing it into our heads.
I think that's what it is, because back in the day, whenever we were just cavemen, like, waddling around or whatever, we wore loincloths, and like, none of that, nothing we didn't have designer, we didn't have these brands, we were like, oh my god, the Balenciagas that you're wearing. We weren't even speaking English.
You're sitting, people nowadays are, like, sitting from across, like, a table, like, across a restaurant. They're getting their staff trying to zoom in on the kids' Balenciagas to, like, send it to all his friends.
Exactly.
Like, look at this kid, he's so cool. But if you talk to him, is he actually, like, a cool kid, or is he a cool kid because of what he's wearing?
Bro, I kind of want to see, like, this sounds bad, but I kind of want to see like what it would be like if there was an actual like case on like a kid who was like kept away from society, like didn't know about like anything in society.
Yeah.
Like he was just fed food. He'd be able to like watch a little TV, not even watch TV because then that would trigger him. But like if he was able to just eat food, play like basketball, or whatever, just chill out, like live in like a vault or something, and then like whenever he gets to 30, I want him to be introduced to society. Like he'll still be able to talk to people in the vault and whatever. Like
I would just guarantee you, if he lived such a pure life like that, the minute he saw society, I was willing to bet he would hit like an instant depression or be like so overwhelmed.
But I want to see that. Like maybe like this sounds really really bad that I'm like suggesting human like testing right now. But like imagine like taking a bunch of people, shoving them all in a vault, like a vault, all when they were born, like just random people from around the world, different cultures, different everything, just shoving them all in a vault, trapping them in there for 30 years until they get 30. They're all talking to each other, all living their life. They build their own society.
Like a Truman Show type.
Yeah, basically like that. They build
not
their
like
own
a grimy ass vault. But
yeah,
like a Truman Show.
No, I'm thinking like a grimy ass vault because like you don't want them to see anything.
like
you don't want them
a Fallout.
Yes, like Fallout. like you don't want them to see the world at all. You don't want them to be able to see the sun. You don't want them to see anything. You know, we don't have any of the testers in there telling them how the outside world is. We want them all just to be observing, making sure they're fed, just making sure everything is all good. And we keep them all in there, and they create their own society. They mingle, they bond, they make families and everything. And then I want them to be released into the world just to see. I bet
they kind of do that.
I bet half of them would die of drug overdose, and the other half would be like. It's like being sheltered as a kid.
Yeah,
like you're gonna be introduced to all this stuff, and you're like, oh my god, and you're gonna
they
just
do
go crazy.
You know what you just described?
What?
In a way,
What?
Amish people.
But that's not true because Amish people
They're not introduced. They're living probably the purest lives of all the humans besides like the Native Americans and like the reserves and whatnot.
Yeah, but Amish people are okay with. That might be another thing too. Like imagine if they were released. And
they do. I think at like their 20th birthday, they have the decision to go out into the city. And I don't want to say it like a fact, but I'm pretty sure that like
most of them
a third of them stay.
That's probably true because think about it, like
because it's what they know.
People are from the vault. Let's just say, go back to my hypothetical about the vault.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to come out. They're either going to go crazy and wild about the fact that they're like can do whatever they want. They're completely free. Not completely free, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And they can do like they can make their own decisions, and they aren't living in a grimy vault, and they can see the sun, they can see the beautiful land, they can go to the beach and whatever. And then they come out, they'll go crazy, and then there'll be another half that'll be like, take me back to the vault. I hate this world.
It's like this movie I saw. I watched it with my girlfriend a little bit ago. The mom and the kid were trapped in a shed. The mom was trapped in a shed and gave birth to the kid, right?
Uh-huh.
And they lived in the shed for...
How'd they have food?
The guy who trapped them would like drop food off and stuff.
Okay.
And this kid thought this guy was like a god of some sort because he'd give him food and whatnot.
Yeah.
And long story short, they end up getting like freed. The guy gets caught, but the kid kept begging his mom to go Can we go back to the shed? And it was just like he had trouble I know the movie is obviously not real, but like in the movie he had trouble like coping with kids his age because what he knew was nothing.
Yeah, because once exactly you don't learn society, you aren't learning. But like I feel like if you have more people, you know what I mean? Like like more intermingling, like people are still able to talk to each other.
Struggle with you.
Exactly, exactly. Like maybe you teach them the struggle. Like you teach them try and make the best humans out of this by giving them don't 1 week or 1 month, let's say, you slowly work down their food source supply, and people will start working harder to get the food back
together and harder and teaming up and
or there's another side, or they start killing each other. But that's the bad part.
No, but honestly, I have a hard time already as it is fitting in with society. You know what I mean? I feel like it would take an insane amount of time for them to coincide with the society today and learn all the rules and whatnot. I feel like it would just be complete chaos for them, and about 100% of them would want to go back to the vault.
But that's the thing, they lock the vault, they destroy the vault, so that way they can't go back in.
They
So
would kill themselves, most likely, I'd say. I'm not a
I'd say
psychologist.
there'd be different sections. I feel like a quarter of them would like be normal.
But that's all they know. You're introducing them to an entire new universe.
That's true, but like just think about how they react to society. Would they go up and they try and teach people their ways of working together, or like teach people they'd try and they'd be such a great like group of people for the world. Because like they wouldn't know microwave society, all that stuff. They wouldn't be like instant gratification. They'd know that they have to work hard. They know they can't be lazy or they're gonna die. They know they have to be the best human being alive to be able to make it. And that'd be such an insane like experiment that I just want to see how that works. You know?
Yeah.
Because like
I agree with that.
It would just be so cool.
It would be very interesting to see that.
Yeah.
But will it happen?
No.
Most likely never.
Probably not, because that's illegal with human testing and stuff.
But
I mean, we could. There is a method that we could do. I mean, sorry for interrupting you.
No.
But like, if is animal testing illegal? I feel like
I think I'm not sure about this at all, so don't check if I don't know it.
Let me fact check really quick.
But I'm pretty sure they're trying to make it illegal. I don't know.
Because if you think about it, you can have monkeys and they have shorter lifespans, right?
Yeah.
So you put just a bunch of monkeys or like
release
apes.
them out into the jungle?
No. I mean like have an enclosure. So like you get a bunch of apes or whatever from the zoos or whatever, and you put them all in an enclosure, and then you have just born apes go into the into like a vault, let's say just a vault, like a small confined area for these monkeys, because obviously we're not going to build a vault for apes, but let's just say you put them in a small confined area and you give them a mother or like a main source. Actually, you couldn't do that because then she'd be already exposed. You'd have to raise them yourselves, and you'd have to like give them things without actually showing them what's giving them the food, so they don't see you as a god. They have to try and work for it themselves, you know?
Yeah.
So you have to like build things in there. So whenever they're asleep, you go put food inside of a container, and they'll have to work together. They'll have to work together and like build upon stuff exactly to get this.
What you're like suggesting is that you'd want the people to make a sub-society,
exactly,
a whole new society, and see. Honestly, that would be a good experiment to see if they fall into the same ways as society today. Like if they discriminate, or like one person decides to like make something different than everybody else. Because I saw this video in class one day a while back where there was this tribe that had nothing man-made, right? Completely nothing. They were living peacefully 100%. But then I think an airplane flew over and they dropped an empty Coke bottle. And the whole tribe went into chaos because one person had it and everybody wanted to have it. And it was just like, because I have this.
They dropped a Coke
it was
bottle?
Like, it was in like Africa, it was like a little propeller plane.
Oh, okay.
Just chucked it out the window, but like, it's just like, I have this, therefore I'm better than you.
Like a token of
Exactly.
Alright, hold on, let me read this. This is animal testing in U.S. The United States animal testing on vertebrates is primarily regulated by the Animal Welfare Act of 1966 and Animal Welfare Regulations, which is enforced by the Animal Care Division of the Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service of the United States Department of Agriculture. It doesn't say. It says vertebrates. I mean, maybe you can. I feel like it is legal.
I think they're just trying to really outlaw it.
I think they are trying to outlaw it, but I think it might be legal. And I'm saying that would work.
We're 100% not sure on this.
Don't quote us. Don't quote us.
Don't go testing animals.
But anyway, so yeah, if you do that, you put them all in the cage or whatever, and then you let them out into like the zoo or whatever, or wherever you have a controlled environment where you can document how they react to all the changes. You can see if they try and like help better the other apes, or if
they're just all fend for themselves.
Yeah, exactly. If they're like, okay, we're better than you because we know how to live our lives. We work hard, and like I
feel like it honestly wouldn't be that much different than humans.
I really feel like it wouldn't, because
you're brought up into a world of rules.
Yeah.
If you're brought up and you just have food that you have to work for, why wouldn't people? They have no rules. Why would I help you if I can get more food?
That's
you know
true.
What I mean?
That's true.
I feel like without the rules and regulations, that like humans would be just as just as good as wild animals, honestly.
That's true.
From my point of view.
Honestly, we're all primal, like, beings. Like, survival instinct kicks in. Like, have you, the book Alive, you read that?
I don't think I have.
It's the one where the plane went down in the Andes Mountains and they all had to survive, and it was just like a rugby team. You never read that?
Yeah. I've read about that somewhere.
So they went down in the Andes, and like half their team died or whatever. Like just a bunch of people died on this plane crash.
Yeah.
And their survival instinct kicked in, and they started eating the other people that died.
But I mean, you gotta, because I don't think if you have the option of food, I don't think you'll starve to death. I think your body will convince you that, hey,
it needs to happen.
You need to eat this.
But the insane thing about that story is they like went full primal because they had no contact with anybody. It's literally like what I was saying. Like they were completely cut off from the world. They had no idea what was going on. They literally they were caught in these mountains and they had no way of contacting anybody, nothing. And so they decided that they needed to eat their friends.
Yeah.
And like they made it out, like just because of the insaneness of like how they acted, and like they not insane.
You don't know how they made it out, do you?
They walked. They got the food. They grabbed a bunch of food from the bodies, and they left enough food for the people that were there. They brought 3 people with them, I think. They literally walked from the plane out of the Andes Mountains, like over mountains and stuff.
Yeah.
And they finally made it back to land. And they literally they couldn't speak because they were so weak, I think, is what happened. They either couldn't speak or they didn't know the language of the guy, or the river, because they met this guy across the river. It was maybe the river was too loud and they couldn't hear anything, so they like had a scrap paper and they had some lipstick and they wrote on the paper like help, like we're survivors from the plane. They put it around a rock and they threw it across the river to the guy. The guy read it and he's like wait here, and he ran, got like all his friends and everything. They came back and they talked to the
guy was eating, or just one guy?
It was
multiple.
It was multiple people.
Wow.
They were up there for like 3-4 months.
Wow.
It was a really long time. I mean, it might have been more, honestly.
Yeah.
I think it might have been. It's somewhere between 1 to 6 months. I think it's insane. Their story is insane. Like I don't know how they did it, but they got back.
My question to you. They had to do it to survive, right?
Yeah.
So say they're American rugby players. I don't know if there's rugby in there. Yeah,
there is.
So say they're American rugby players, right? Their story came out. What do you do with those people? Did they get institutionalized after that?
What happened? I'm trying to tell that.
Oh, okay.
So they're from Uruguay, I think. And they came back, and all these doctors came around them. They were like helping them out because they're skin and bones, right? Because they don't have any food. They were just living off of what they need. They were like rationing all their food and everything. So they get back and they all have like their bodies are destroyed, like hemorrhoids, like nothing good happening with their body. They got covered with doctors, and they all talked. Like everybody was asking the church, was like, "Are these people okay? Like, are they going to be going to hell or whatever? Are they going to be? Should we arrest them? Should we?" And the church was like, "They did it for their survival, so it's all good." So they were like, "They're fine. They did it because they wanted to get out alive, so they're fine." So they didn't. He literally went on.
I don't know about that, honestly. That's kind of questionable.
What?
Like, I know they did it for survival, but I read somewhere that once somebody gets like a taste for that, they're different.
That's not true, because
it's not true.
The guy, like, it told the story about what if he did after.
But I feel like they gotta be absolutely traumatized.
They probably were, but I mean, like, he became, I forget what his name, Nando Prado or something like that. He became a NASCAR or a race car driver because he always wanted to be a race car driver. Like his dad taught him like the toe heel technique, heel toe technique. He taught him like everything. He rode around on a motorcycle. He like everybody knew him because he had just survived the Andes Mountains. He was fine. Like he was able to go back into society. Back into society, and everybody like didn't care.
You know what I think? Also, with that society has done to most people. I feel like they've just made it like okay for like. I feel like each year it's younger and younger that you see kids doing drugs.
That's true.
Because I feel like kids nowadays think that drug using is cool.
It's cool, and and it's bad.
It's a real problem.
People are honestly messing up their lives. Like, I knew some really, really smart people back in high school that would that would just be like getting straight A's and everything, and then they'd start doing that stuff, and they would just mess up their mind.
Exactly.
They'd ruin their lives for the rest of their lives. Now they're gonna be working at like McDonald's or something for the rest of their life.
And one day they'll be like, dang, I could have been here, but now I'm here.
Yeah, exactly. And they're not striving for anything. Like if you're not striving, then you won't be happy with it. I mean, they might be happy, they might get complacent, they're like, okay, I'm fine where I'm at. But I don't understand how people can do that. If you're poor, if you're not able to, if you have multiple kids, if you're like poor, you know, and you're just spending all your money on drugs, then
there's a difference between. I'm not saying doing drugs is good whatsoever. It's not. It's really not good for you. But there's a difference between like trying it to see what what it's like and just trying it once to pressuring into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're pressured into it, most likely you're gonna end up getting hooked onto it because you never wanted to do it in the first place. But you said, this guy's cool and he's doing it and he's offering me it. Shoot, I don't want to be that guy. I might as well.
Yeah, peer pressure.
But if you're just experimenting, you're like, people, like, when people start hiding stuff from you, you get more and more curious about doing it. Also, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, I remember one of our favorite rappers, we like listening to Michi Darko. He said that his parents never really hid weed from him or told him like, don't do this. This is a terrible thing for you to do. They always had it around, like not hiding it behind their backs or anything. And he never had the urge to do it.
Yeah.
He just did it to try it once.
Well, it's like being sheltered.
Exactly.
It's like being like being sheltered because
that's what it is. Yeah.
Because it's like the vault. Back to that. But yeah, like you'll be introduced to it like because everybody doesn't want to speak of it. It's like, oh, weed, like all that other stuff.
Yes.
Everybody's like it's so bad for you. That movie came out, Reefer Madness, the propaganda about like how it's bad for you and everything, and like everybody's like, oh my god, don't do it. And once you finally get a chance to do it, you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna try it, and then you'll do it, and you'll be like, oh my god, I love it. But like if you're like introduced to it and everybody's like, yeah, it's chill, like you're not gonna be like, it's like smoking cigarettes. Honestly, people go around and smoke cigarettes all the time, like in front of people, and they're chill about it, and they're like, yeah, I'm dying, but like it's hurting me, but I'm okay with it.
I choose to do it. I have no interest in smoking cigarettes because I've never even tried it. I don't want to because I see people choose to do it. That's them. I'm not gonna hate. They're not any lesser because they smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
They made their own decision. But like, if people were going around and like every single time like a kid walked up, they would like hide it and like stomp it out on the floor and like hide it, you'd be like,
oh, let me try that.
I want to see what that is.
I don't understand why. I feel like what is it, the DARE program?
Yeah.
Is that a national thing? Or is that just
I think DARE is national, and I'm pretty sure DARE has announced that marijuana is no longer an addictive substance. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Yeah. I think they went against themselves and was like, well, it's really not that bad.
Yeah, because I watched the TV show.
Let's see, make sure about that.
I watched the TV show Adam Ruins Everything. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
And they said that about 95% of the things that DARE says is not true.
Really?
Because they try to pin into your heads that drugs are terrible for you, but I'll admit it, some drugs are correct, that's right. But like, they can't shelter you from it forever because the more they drill it into your mind, the more you get curious about it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, excuse me, that people, they fear what they don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
Look at this. I read this. It says, I don't know if this is a false article. It says, DARE study confirms smoking pot isn't bad for your lungs. Yeah, DARE, back to blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I think that's, they're saying, like, it's okay, maybe. I don't know if it's true because Forbes said, on one of those things, on one of the sites, it said that, they're not going soft on it, but I don't know or believe. Neither of them are. I don't have time to see if it's a reliable source.
I know Beachside over here, on the beach side, they had a meeting today. I forgot to check it to see what the outcome was, but they're moving, if you get caught with, I think, an eighth or less, that an eighth is a measurement of drugs. Just to clear that up. But if you get caught with an eighth or less, they're just going to write you a ticket, like a speeding ticket or something.
Oh, really?
Instead of putting instead of like putting it on your record or like getting arrested, because I forgot who said it in our government over here, like our ranks over here, but the guy is like really like down to earth, and he's just like, I don't want these kids ruining their lives and their like chances of getting jobs just because they're trying something, or just because they're
peer pressure.
They're holding like substances. It's like, it's just for weed though. Like if you get caught crack, you're going to jail. But like it's just saying, like if you get pulled over and you have like a joint on you, right? It depends on the cop also too. They'll be like, they'll stop it out, throw it out, or you'll go to jail. Yeah. And get caught. I think it's a first-degree misdemeanor now. Yeah. Is what it got low. I think way back it used to be a felony.
I think that's what DUI is. I think your first DUI is a misdemeanor. So I mean, it's just as bad as
it's going on your record. You know.
Yeah, it's still going on your record, but like, as long as it's not a felony, I guess.
Yeah, but they always look at that. Yeah. You always have to fill. I've seen a couple of job applications, and they always ask, do you have a criminal record?
Yeah, like have you ever
been convicted? You have to check it off. You have to.
Yeah, if you've ever been convicted of a felony, you have to check it off.
I'm 100% with that decision, that like you should just get a ticket.
I think that's how New York does it. I was told by somebody that in New York they just write you a ticket.
I think that's like the smartest thing they've come up with so far. Honestly, I think that's a really great idea.
Because all these kids are going to jail. They're using up the.
It causes, in an interview with 2 Chainz and Nancy Grace, it's causing overcrowding of jails, and it's ruining people's lives, just because of a little bit of weed. Yeah. It's just overthought. I think, honestly.
I mean, like some of the best comedians, like hilarious comedians, Joe Rogan. I'm pretty sure Brendan Schaub maybe.
They're religious about it.
They love it. They like Joe Rogan. I'm pretty sure he was doing. What does he do? Like not the MMA, not UFC, but like jiu-jitsu. Yeah, he said that one of his jiu-jitsu classes with like Eddie Bravo or something. I forget who actually gave it to him. But he was saying that he gave it to him and he tried it and he was like, oh my god.
He says like 90% of the jiu-jitsu people smoke weed.
Yeah, he said that it like helps him clear the mind. He said it was the best feeling to hit a bag and like do that at the same time. So
because it's one, therapeutic, 2, I heard an article somewhere that there's literally been no violent crimes with marijuana, and if there was, they had other substances in their system.
Yeah, they're losing a lot of tax dollars, I think, because like what is
that's right. They want to tax. I guarantee the minute they're able to tax it, it'll be 100% legal.
What is Colorado? Colorado apparently has like they're arresting more like carjackers. They're arresting more like muggers.
Because they're focused on better things
that instead of just trying to find people.
Like you're pulling over some 16-year-old kid with 2 joints on him. Yeah. While people are getting kidnapped, people are getting murdered, people are getting robbed, while you're just hassling this kid and throwing him in jail when there's, like I said, all those people out there doing other things.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's insane. I mean...
It really is, yeah.
Like, think about if it was okay over here, we'd be able to find the, I don't know if it's a bad joke or whatever, but basically the Zodiac Killer of our county, because nobody knows what it is. The 3...
I'll tell you what, fill them in on it.
I'm pretty sure there's been 6 bodies found. 3 of them were all kidnapped in a city down like north of us, and they were all kidnapped at a certain gas station. And one of the people was found in a suitcase, and it's sad. Like
it's terrifying. Like, and yet, law enforcement. They're cracking down on the drug war by finding somebody with an eighth on.
It's just sad, you know. Like
it really is. It's very sad knowing that you can't walk around a neighborhood without checking your shoulder. Yeah, you can't go to a gas station and get a soda without bringing a buddy in with you. You know
exactly. Like honestly, like I feel like we should all be issued tasers. I mean, not tasers, because I feel like there'd be the dumb people just walking around like tasing random people.
Or like pepper spray or something.
Yeah, I mean, like everybody should carry on like something like to defend themselves, because if we're all walking around defenseless and we have somebody running around here,
that's why you hear stories about like, I don't know if this is too hot of a topic, but like when it comes to self-defense, I feel like if somebody's trying to attack me or like murder me, and I have a concealed weapon on me, I'm gonna use it, you know what I mean? Or at least like try to back them away with the weapon, you know what I mean?
This may be very hot of a topic.
It might be, but I'm just saying, like, if, like you said, if everybody's issued like lower class things just to defend themselves,
maybe. Alright, sorry about that. We had a little bit of technical difficulties. But as I was saying, if everybody had a knife, it would be easier, because like people will come at you. Let's say they're armed or whatever, they have like a baseball bat, or they're trying to get you, whatever.
Yeah.
You have a knife, you just quickly pull it out to defend yourself, because nobody has a gun anymore. Or like me and him were too young to purchase a gun to defend ourselves.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, because if somebody else comes at you with a knife and you have a knife, then there will be like a knife fight or whatever. Somebody will see it, they'll alert the authorities, then they'll come. You'll be able to defend yourself, and you'll actually like. They won't directly just come up and snatch you, because they understand that you're armed as well. They'll understand. Like,
I feel like people knowing the idea that everybody's armed would definitely phase out a lot of.
Exactly. I mean, it might make people just think it's a challenge.
Yeah, that's also very true.
But I mean, it's just whatever. I mean, it's sad that people nowadays are like this, and like we were talking about this. You know, that we have to be armed at all times and be prepared. But
it's really, like you said, it's like very unsettling knowing that that's what it's come to.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody just, it has to happen. You know, it just it's something that we live with now in this society. Like I said, evolve.
All right, guys.
All right.
We're running out of time here. It's past our bedtimes.
That's not true.
It's not, but tune in next week. We'll be talking about shows, magical things that make you feel good. A lot of beautiful stuff. I'd like to take this time to shout out Vintage Venue for giving us this table right here. It's a beautiful table, beautiful set of chairs, little antique shop right off of US 1.
Just head down there. If you pass it, you'll see the pink signs. Just turn right into that square, and you'll see the best furniture you've ever seen in your life. My parents shop, so
they got a lot of great stuff. Make sure to check it out. Make sure to tune in next week. We'll try to drop a new podcast every week.
We'll try to come up with a schedule.
We'll try to come up with a schedule. Definitely let you guys know next drop.
We're thinking maybe every Saturday. We're not sure on that yet. Don't quote us on anything. But yeah, we'll see what it comes to. All just depends on when we have time and when we can record this. So,
but yeah, definitely make sure to tune in. Got a lot of new information coming up. Got a lot of chat coming up. We're gonna start adding in guests to the cast. But yeah, a lot of new stuff on the way. Make sure you guys tune in, and every podcast will gradually get better quality.
Exactly. We'll start getting better things. We'll get mics. We'll get better lighting. You know, just stuff. Just, you know, if you want to support the podcast, you can. Just talk to us, and that'll be great. But you know, stay safe out there, homies.
Always be safe. This is your Saturday night entertainment, and we're out.
We're out. See ya.